When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember no matter where you are, Allah knows. Allah knows. When you're carrying a monster load and you wonder how far you can go.
A very common question that is constantly asked is how come Islam is the true religion? And we see Muslims involved in all these activities such as cheating, bribing, and so on and so forth. And the answer to that question is that Islam, with no doubt, is the true religion that was sent for the good of humanities from Allah, the Creator, the Lord of the universe. However, the media, and the Western media in particular, constantly projects the lights on certain behaviors of certain Muslims that are unaccepted by Islam. So Islam does not accept cheating. Islam does not accept being unloyal. Islam does not accept bribing. Islam does not accept stealing. Islam does not accept killing innocent people. But some Muslims, like in every society, are away from the norms of Islam or away from the norms of the society. So you find black sheep in every community. So in Islam, there are some Muslims that are not complying or abiding with the teachings of Islam. But the media projects the lights and exaggerates such actions. Also, sometimes the media misquotes Islam or brings a point out of proportion to show that Islam is the reason why those Muslims are behaving in such an unaccepted manner.
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember.
بيقولوا بنشوف كتير من المسلمين بيغشوا وبيسرقوا وبيخدعوا وبيرتشوا. فازاي يكون الإسلام هو الدين الحق وأخلاق المسلمين بهذه الطريقة؟ ده السؤال. والإجابة إن كتير قوي من الوقت الإعلام الغربي بيبث معلومات مغلوطة عن الإسلام وبيستخدم في ده طرق مختلفة. فإما إنه هو يشير الأصابع ويركز الإعلام كله على بعض أخطاء لبعض المسلمين، وتلاقي إن الأخطاء دي الفردية بتنسب للإسلام ككل. فتلاقيهم مثلا لو حصل تفجير في أي مكان تلاقي أصابع الاتهام تشار إلى المسلمين، وعناوين الصحف الرئيسية تقول أكيد المسلمين اللي عملوا كده. ولما يثبت إن حد من غير المسلمين هو اللي عمل كده، تلاقي إن الخبر بيجي في الصحف أو في الصحف الجانبية. وده شيء مكرر. وساعات بيبث الإعلام الغربي معلومات خاطئة وبيدلس على الناس حتى يصرفهم عن الإسلام، لأن الكارهين لانتشار الإسلام في الغرب بيحاولوا بكل طريقة إن يخلوا المواطن الغربي بعيد جدا عن التفكير حتى، فضلا عن مطالعة تعاليم الإسلام. فبيبثوا بعض الأشياء أو بيدلسوا بعض الأشياء، زي إن الإسلام انتشر بالسيف، ودي الطريقة التانية. والطريقة التالتة إن هم ساعات بيذكروا شيء من الإسلام لكن من زاوية مباينة لما أراده أو لمقصود الإسلام، زي مثلا تعدد الزوجات. فلما يتكلموا على قضية زي دي يثيروها من جانب ومن زاوية تنفر كل من يسمعها، وزاوية مباينة ومخالفة لمقصود الإسلام الراقي العظيم من تلك الأوامر. فالإعلام الغربي بيركز وبيضخم أخطاء بعض المسلمين. ففعلا في مسلمين ما عندهمش أدنى ذرة من الأمانة، في مسلمين مخادعين وغشاشين، في الأخلاق دي موجودة في بعض المسلمين تنسب إليهم، مش تنسب للإسلام ككل. فالإسلام بيدعو لكل خير وبينهى عن كل شر. فالغش والخداع وعدم الوفاء والسرقة والقتل للأبرياء كل ده منهي عنه في الإسلام.
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember
But no doubt, Islam is a religion of all characteristics of goodness. And this is quite obvious if we look at the example that was put forth by Allah to mankind to follow His footsteps, to follow His example. Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. He is the true example of Islam. If we want to understand Islam, we should understand Islam through the example of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. It should be clear to everyone that Islam is represented by its Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. He was an example of Islam living between us. So if you want to know what Islam actually is, look at the example of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. However, the media does not do that. Instead, the media just shows and brings out of proportion certain unaccepted behavior of some of the Muslims.
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember
ولو حبينا نفهم الإسلام المفروض نفهمه من النموذج اللي وضعه الله عز وجل وقال لنا نتأسى ونقتدي به النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. دي الرؤية المنصفة لأي حد عايز يتكلم عن الإسلام، لأي حد عايز يعرف الناس بالإسلام. المفروض إن هو يدخل من هذا المدخل، يظهر للناس محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، أخلاق محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. ولكن اللي بيحصل غير
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember
Another point that we should make clear here is that if you have a car such as a Mercedes, which is known for its good quality, safety measures, and so on, and a very foolish person rides this car and bumps into something or somebody or another car, should we blame Mercedes, the company, or should we blame the person driving? It's quite clear that we should blame the person driving. He's a foolish driver. We should not blame the company because they did their job. They did an excellent car. They did their job perfect. They have a car which has all the qualities of safety and all the safety measures and is so advanced and so good at its job. So this is quite clear. Also, it's important to explain one thing. Muslims, if we look at them as a whole, a total, we would see them to be, as a nation, one of the very successful nations when it comes to certain things, such as being away from alcohol, for example. Muslims are totally, as a whole, away from alcohol and all that comes about because of alcohol. Why doesn't the media project lights on this quality that is in Muslims nowadays and is considered something that is very rare around the world? So there are black sheep in every nation, and there are qualities and characteristics of goodness in Muslims nowadays that are not, or that lights are not projected to. And if we want to judge Islam, we judge Islam by its Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. This is very important to note here. And we have no doubt that there are some Muslims that are unreliable and dishonest and falling into bribing and so on and so forth. But this does not harm Islam, and this should not be looked upon as Islam, because Islam does not order or call for such characteristics. And with that, the answer to the question is quite clear.
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember.
وزي مثال كده ممكن نقرب بيه اللي بيحصل. تخيل عربية سايقها شخص غشيم جدا، فهو سايقها خبط واحد أو خبط عربية تانية. هل نقول إن الشركة المصنعة للعربية دي هي المخطئة، ولا الخطأ على السائق؟ الخطأ أكيد على السائق. العقل بيقول كده والمنطق. فلما نلاقي حد يرمي الغلط على الشركة المصنعة، فالشخص ده مش منصف ومش بيدور على الحقيقة، وده بالظبط اللي بيحصل. فبيشيروا بأصابع الاتهام للدين الإسلامي، وده مش إنصاف ومش عدل، لأن الإنصاف والعدل أن يشار بأصابع الاتهام لمرتكبو تلك الجرائم. لو أضفنا لده أن في بعض الأوقات بيكون المرتكبين لتلك الجرائم من غير المسلمين، وبيتهم المسلمين ظلما وجورا، وزي ما قلت لكم تلاقي بعد كده التكذيب للخبر ده بيأتي في الصحف الجانبية.
When you feel all alone in this world and there's nobody to count your tears, just remember no matter where you are, Allah knows. Allah knows. When you're carrying a monster load and you wonder how far you can